So I went to the theater today to check out the latest chapter in the Mad Max saga, which have all been directed by George Miller. It's time to talk about Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. All right, first of all, I do want to say I watched it in IMAX. My local theater's got a pretty solid IMAX theater. It's the legit IMAX. It's got the curved screen, beautiful picture, amazing sound. I love watching movies at that theater in IMAX. Oppenheimer was a dream in the IMAX theater at my local theater. However, Furiosa was just as much of a dream. Visually stunning. The sound design, the sound work, really cool. I really liked this movie. All right, so Anya Taylor-Joy is playing Furiosa, who we met in Mad Max Fury Road, right? She was played by Charlize Theron at the time. This is the origin story. Now, at the time, I thought, do we really need an origin story for this character? And a lot of other people thought that too. But man, I'm here to tell you, it works. The action in this movie is so freaking solid. Now, it's not wall-to-wall action, like, say, Fury Road. Some might say that was wall-to-wall action, but the action was just as good here. And it is there very frequently, and it just soars. It is visually stunning. I really liked it. All the action works. Now, Anya Taylor-Joy delivers mostly a silent performance here as Furiosa. And in fact, she's only really in the last half of the movie, because in the beginning half of the movie, it's her younger version, right? It's her entire story, where she came from, how she got involved as a road warrior, and involved in the whole Immortan Joe kidnapping his wives thing, right? But it starts so early and really builds it up. Like, you think about stuff like Star Trek or Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, and going back and trying to explain the origin of, say, like Anakin Skywalker, and it just doesn't work and it doesn't feel needed. This one feels not only needed, but decidedly earned. And so in the beginning of the film, it's a different actress, obviously playing her at a young role. She does a great job. When Anya Taylor-Joy shows up about halfway through the film, just absolutely soars. And by the end of the film, you do completely see that character that we saw in Fury Road realized on the screen, fully informed, and everything makes sense, but it's not obnoxious like, say, the Solo movie, where they feel like they have to explain every single thing and it doesn't make sense. They do explain a lot of stuff, and it does make sense, and it feels needed. Chris Hemsworth is one of the villains. He plays this dude, Dementus, and he is awesome. He's having so much fun in this role. There's the young Furiosa behind him right there in the cage. He's got like a prosthetic nose on. Why? I don't know. But his character frickin' works. And he's like eating up and chewing up the scenery. But at the same time, there's some really great moments of not just hilarity, but actual nuance in his performance. And he goes up against Immortan Joe. They're kind of like rivals, right? And it's really enriching and enlarging the world of Mad Max. Like, stuff that's already been set up, but now we're really seeing it, and we're seeing it in action. That being said, Immortan Joe's involvement in this was great. And it wasn't there just to tie it into Fury Road. And it does tie into Fury Road by the end of it. But all in all, it's super freaking solid. The cast is great. The look of the film is great. Structurally, it's super solid. It's like 2.5 hours long, but it moves at a breakneck pace. It never feels like it slows down. Even the slower moments are just there. They're deserved. They're needed. They're warranted. And then it picks up that pace right again, right? I freaking loved it. What a great experience. It was super cool. One nitpick, some of the CG is obvious. Some of the CG is a little bit wonky, but not much. It's the tiniest of tiniest bits where you're like, oh, why didn't you just throw a real tractor there or something like that, right? But enlarging the world, a great pace. It's split up in these chapters, which makes it feel kind of like almost novelistic. Is that a word? I'm using it as a word, but I thought it was super tight structurally, and I loved the story. Maybe a little bit of poor CG here and there, rushed CG, we should say, but all the performances were great. In particular, Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy just killed it, just nailed it. Lots of great characters. The music is solid. The music really captures the feel, makes it feel epic, and at the same time slows it down. Not a discernible theme, though, and that kind of, I dock it a little bit for that. But the theme is really, really solid too. I don't want to get too much into that because I don't want to spoil the movie. I think it's a movie you need to watch. I think it's a movie you deserve to watch. It's the movie that going to the cinema is made for. And if you get a chance to watch it in IMAX, please do so because the sound design, the look of the film, the colors, it's a very bleak movie, obviously, because we're dealing with the wasteland, but they still are able to spread color throughout it and really make it pop visually. George Miller has done a stunning job on the entire Mad Max franchise, and one day we will cover that franchise on Action Fest, but not this year, but very soon, maybe next year, but it's a welcome addition. Fury Road was great, and I would even say that I liked this a little bit more. So all in all, I'm going to rate it out of 5 possible you digs, 4.5 you digs. I loved it. I recommend it. Rockin Robbie says, check out the movie. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. That has been your spoiler-free Furiosa movie review.